So hello, pharmacists. I'm here today with Justin Macy and Josh Bolin from the National Association of Board of Pharmacy, and we are going to talk about the DSCSA and how they're going to make your life easier. Welcome, gentlemen.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for having us.
So the DSCSA is an amazing development for patient safety. PSM has covered instances before where pharmacists in Texas used it to intercept bad HIV medicine before it got to his patients. But there's also a step that involves verification of product, and that could be time consuming. Can you describe how NABP is making it easier for pharmacists to verify product?
So under the DSCSA, pharmacists have an obligation whenever they find something that may be suspect to actually carry out steps to verify a product with the manufacturer of that product. So what NABP is doing with Pulse, our digital platform, is actually providing the mechanism for them to do that, to simply scan the 2D barcode of the product and instantaneously verify that information with the manufacturer of the product. This will also keep them compliant with their requirements under the DSCSA, but it will also help them keep record to prove that they carried out their obligation under the law.
So the Pulse product, which NABP is putting out as available to pharmacies, will let them easily find contact information for supply chain participants, authenticate themselves and who they are, and then keep records of the fact that they did an investigation, which is a requirement. How much is all this functionality going to cost pharmacies?
NABP believes that providing these tools that are afforded to pharmacies under the DSCSA is critical. And so for that reason, we're actually providing these tools of verification and tracing and the ability to identify other trading partners at no cost.
So let's say that you get product that trips your suspicion filters, and so it's officially suspect product under the DSCSA. How do you use Pulse to initiate the trace with those trading partners, a process that today is manual and involves telephone and email?
Now, as part of what NABP is offering with Pulse, we want to make sure that we can enable the small dispenser community to realize the tools that are made available to them under the DSCSA. So one of the ways that we're doing that is by giving them the ability to conduct a product trace in the same manner that a regulator would conduct a trace to gather the prior ownership history of a product that they were investigating. So in the event that a pharmacy identifies a suspect or illegitimate product, they would have the ability to actually scan the 2D barcode of the product and then come in and actually pull the information over that's necessary to actually request from their upstream trading partners who they purchased the product from or who they sold the product to. So we can initiate the trace from here. You can see that the product information automatically populates, and then you'll have to provide a reason for the request. So because the pharmacy is conducting a suspect product investigation, you can select suspect product. And then in this instance, we'll say that the packaging was discolored. Now, because we've scanned the 2D barcode of the product, it can automatically import the manufacturer over, requesting from the manufacturer to know who they sold the product to. And now, because the pharmacy knows that they purchased the medication from GHI distribution, they can search within Pulse to identify GHI distribution and essentially ask them who they purchased the product from and to affirm that they only sold the product to the pharmacy in question. From here, they can submit the trace request. And now back on the dashboard, the pharmacy can see that they've initiated that trace request as part of their investigation, and then they'll have record of the trace request being sent out. And then once the trading partners respond back, those responses will come back, and then the pharmacy will be able to rebuild that transaction history and then continue their investigation to determine if in fact that product is suspect or if it goes to the level of being an illegitimate product.
So Justin, this question's for you. What is the next thing that pharmacies should do to be ready for this amazing free product, Pulse?
Yeah, the first thing I would say is sign up for our mailing list. If you go to pulse.pharmacy, it's right there. Over the course of the summer, we're going to release the first round of features, and that you'll be able to sign up and claim your profile. But we'll have more exact next steps mailed directly to that mailing list.